So we are going to review drawing Lewis structures today. This is something that you've already done in the bonding unit. We are revisiting this because we'll be drawing Lewis structures to find out the number of bonds to calculate bond energy. So we'll begin with methane, CH4, and I suggest if you don't have a periodic table handy, take that out because you're going to need that today. So I'm actually using Word so I can use a stylus and draw. On your Google Doc, either use the drawing feature, or if that's too much, just do it on a sheet of paper. Okay, so carbon has 4 valence electrons. There's 1 carbon, and there is 4 hydrogens, and each of those hydrogen have 1 valence electrons. So I have 4 plus 4, which is 8. The next step is draw the skeleton structure with central atom and the other atoms connected with a single bond. Okay, so how do we know what's a central atom? The first atom is usually the central atom, but hydrogen it's an exception. Hydrogen is never a central atom. So now since we have carbon, I'm going to put carbon in the middle, and I'm going to put hydrogen on the 4 sides. Now what do I do next? I go back. I have 8 electrons. I know that each of these bonds are 2 electrons each. So I subtract and find out how many are left over. I subtract 8 and I have nothing left over. Since hydrogen can take only 2 electrons, you don't have to add the 6 electrons around the central atom. And since your central atom has 8 electrons, you're done. So this would be your final structure. That's your final structure. Okay, now let's go to water. Hydrogen has, there are 2 hydrogens and 1 valence electron each. And then I have 6 valence electrons on oxygen, so I have 8 again. Now hydrogen is the first atom, so I don't draw that in the center. I draw that in the side. Oxygen is in the center. Then I have another hydrogen. The next thing I do is I take the 8 electrons and I subtract. How many electrons should I subtract? I have 2 and a 2. So I have to subtract 4. I have 4 electrons. So now I have to place these 4 electrons. Hydrogen will not get any of the electrons. Never add dots to the hydrogen. So I go here. Any leftover will be placed on the central atom. So I go here and place it on the central atom. And I'm done. All right. Going to the next one. It's phosphorus trichloride. Phosphorus has 5 electrons. There's 1 phosphorus. I don't need to put that. And then I have 3 chlorine atoms. Each chlorine atom is 7. So 5 plus 21 is 26. I begin with the first atom. So P goes in the middle. And then Cl, Cl, Cl. Each bond is 2 electrons. So I subtract 26 minus 6, which is 20. Now I draw the structure again. I have P, Cl, Cl, Cl. So it says any leftover electrons are placed on the central atom. That's in step 4. In step 3, it says add 6 more electrons to each of the atom except the central atom. So since I have 20 electrons, I add 6, and then another 6, another 6, another 6. I'm going to take another color so it doesn't confuse you. So now I've used up 6 times 3, 18 atoms. So I'm going to subtract 20 minus 18. I have 2 remaining. So I draw the structure again. These 2 leftover atoms go on the central atom. Okay, let's check if everything has 8. I have 8 here, 8 here, 8 here, 8 here. So I am done. Let's go to the next one. Carbon dioxide. Carbon is 4. There are 2 oxygens, 6 each, so 12 and then 16. Carbon's the first atom, so it goes in the middle. Then I subtract 16 minus 2 plus 2 is 4. I get 12. Now since I have oxygen and not hydrogen, I can give the 6 electrons to the oxygen. So if I do 6 electrons on each of these oxygen, I have 12 minus 12. That's a 0. I'm going to take another color. Let me draw this. So I have nothing remaining. So what do? Let me check. I have 8 and 8, but my carbon has only 4 electrons. So it says if the central atom has 8, then you're done. If not, move 2 electrons from the other atoms. I'm going to move this. Now I have a double bond. And then this. But I'm still not done. I gotta move another pair. I'm going to move this pair. Now I'm done. Okay, last one. I have 1 hydrogen, 1 carbon, and 1 nitrogen. So that's a 10. HCN. So I do 10 minus 4, which is 6. So I can't put any of the electrons here, so all the 6 electrons goes to the nitrogen, which means I have to subtract 6 minus 6 is 0. And then I draw this again. I gotta bring a pair down because carbon does not have 8 electrons. I gotta bring another pair down here. Now I'm done. Okay, hopefully you remember what we did a couple of months ago. So fill this in and we'll practice more. Okay, have a good day.